Thank you. Thank you, CEO. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members. Everybody here now is a honorable member, even if you are not elected or appointed. But when you're here, you're an honorable member, and you should behave as so. Because the word honorable means that you're supposed to behave as an honorable member. My name is Gitonga Mukonji. I am the Member of Parliament, real Member of Parliament for a place called Manyata. Manyata is in Embu County. It comes from the word Manhattan, but we can't pronounce Manhattan because of our culture. So we say Manyata. And I am also the chairman, Kenya Young Members of Parliament, KYPA in short. And this is an organization that brings together young members of parliament of below 40 years of age. We couldn't do 35 years of age because we could have very few members in this organization. But 40 years of age gives us close to 65 in number of members that belong to Kenyan Parliamentarian Association. And that means that that is a number that is very, very strong when it comes to shaping the policies and shaping and actually amplifying the voice of the young people in this nation. And for our visitors, Kenya is a bicameral parliament. We have both Senate and the National Assembly. So KYPA cuts across both houses of parliament. That is both Senate and the National Assembly. And of course, we also have an extension in terms of our leadership to the county assemblies through the Kenya Young Members of County Assembly Association, and the CEO is also represented here. And our main key issue in the National Assembly and the Senate is to actually give the young people of this nation a voice. Our main issue is to amplify their voice, present their concerns, and actually push for pro-youth policies in the legislative arm of government. Of course, I want to appreciate Club de Madrid for choosing Kenya as the host of this year's dialogue. And I believe that has come as a good choice because Kenya is a beautiful place. You are in one of the most iconic buildings called KICC, Kenya International Conference Center. And this is one of those buildings that shape the Nairobi skylines. So you feel very welcome. I also want to appreciate the chance to have this side event with Kenya Young Members of Parliament. It does not come easy to establish partnership with a club made of former heads of states. It is something that we appreciate and something that we really want to say we are proud of. And while we are preparing for that event tomorrow, this is an event that is going to even contribute to what discussions will happen tomorrow at the UN. And I believe we share ideologies, both Club de Madrid and KYPA. We share ideologies of entrenching democracy in our countries, improving democracy, and also ensuring that democracy works. Not just working for the leaders, but it works for the nation. And KYPA stands to spread democracy and ensure representation of young people in parliament and other arms of government. Club de Madrid worked with the experience of the former heads of states, shared experiences to ensure that we can learn from one another and also ensure that the emerging leaders of our nations do actually appreciate the place of democracy in this world we live in. The annual policy dialogue that is happening here is one of those events that are going to actually leave a mark when it comes to democracy in this country. And there is no, I cannot say it any stronger, but the young people of this nation have actually come out also in the streets to demand for democracy and good governance of our nation. Last year, we had demonstrations led by Gen Zs, who are the young people of this nation, demanding for good governance. And of course, this shaped even the future of what it is to be a leader in this country. Why we organize these forums of Bunge Dialogue is to ensure that there is actually a link between the young people outside and the young people in the legislative arm of government. Democracy is not cheap, and I believe that democracy goes hand in hand with economic empowerment of our young people. I feel very sad sometimes when I observe countries such as Congo, a country full of resources, country that has been endowed naturally with a lot of minerals and good climate. But because of a problem of governance, today a young Congolese, sees life as a burden, but not as an opportunity. It is easier to actually suppress a hopeless population. That is why I align with your clarion call of ensuring that we instill democracy and ensure that our countries do embrace it so that we can have a sustainable future moving forward. And I believe that this debate that we are going to host here is among those debates that are very important when it comes to instilling democracy in our nations. We have to continue doing dialogues. We have to continue debating. We have to actually empower debates and divergence of opinions so that we can always go with the best of the opinions in this nation and countrywide and worldwide. I believe Club Madrid stands to partner with KYPA to ensure that the emerging leaders of this nation do follow that route of democracy. Today I might here as a member of parliament. Tomorrow I might stand somewhere here as the head of state of this nation called Kenya. And I believe with the partnership of KYPA and Club de Madrid, especially the wide sector of the organization that looks at the young people, I believe that we are going to partner and ensure that not only do we have young people taking charge, but they get that fair chance that democracy offers to ensure that we have democratic world. Of course, Kenya is a great choice. You might be aware that 70%, 75% in specific, of this nation is made of young people below 35 years of age. The median age of our nation is actually 19 years. This is a young nation that is ready and yearning to ensure that through democracy, we are able to prosper and move forward. We look forward to even hosting the former heads of states to get something from the knowledge of what they have been able to achieve. I don't want to say much more than that, Honorable Speaker, but you'll allow me to recognize young members of parliament that are here. I please, Honorable Speaker, you'll allow me to recognize Honorable Ezena, who is also our treasurer at Kenya Young Members of Parliament. One of the rules of the National Assembly is you shouldn't clap, but you should do like this. Maybe we can observe that as part of our big members of Parliament. We also have Honorable Donya, who is our women rep and also a very integral part of our young members. There are some members who have been here and they have stepped out in a bit. I also want to recognize the CEO of Kenya Young MCAs. Where is he? He has left? Oh, he has stepped out, but he is still around. And Honorable Speaker, I'll leave it at that so that we can have the session that we are looking forward to. And I want to appreciate all our guests. Don't be in a hurry. Let's continue engaging. Let's create networks that are going to ensure that you visit Kenya, we visit Latin America, we visit Asia, we visit Europe, so that our nations can actually get something from the experiences of one another. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Thank you, Honorable Mkunji. I was about to call the House to order for clapping for you. But beyond the recognition that Honorable Mkunji has given, I wish to further recognize Honorable Keino. Is Honorable Keino in the House? That's our Honorable Member, the MCA. I wish to recognize Honorable Fiu Nifiu. Where is Honorable Fiu Nifiu? He's a part of KYMCA. I also want to recognize the political party leaders who are present, student leaders who are here, civil society organizations that are here. Feel welcome. Also part of Club de Madrid, there is a students who have accompanied Club de Madrid. Where are they? Please rise up to be recognized. They are there. And also with them, there is an organization from Abu Dhabi that is working closely with them. Please feel most welcomed. Now, Clerk, next order of business.
Mr. Speaker, we move on to order number 5, presentation of bills and motions.
Honorable members, I wish to invite Honorable Shampi Anna for the first motion. The floor is yours.
Motion on youth and democracy in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, I rise to move the following motion. Concerned that the youth constitute a significant portion of Kenya's population, yet their participation in democratic processes remain limited due to socio-economic, structural, and political barriers. Acknowledging that the Constitution of Kenya 2010 guarantees youth representation and participation in governance and public affairs. Recognizing that the empowerment of youth in democratic processes strengthens governance, enhances development, and fosters national cohesion. Aware that the youth face challenges such as unemployment, insufficient civic education, economic constraints, and political exclusion, which hinder the active participation in democratic and electoral processes. Noting the need for deliberate and structured engagement to enhance youth inclusion in policy making, leadership, and democratic participation, this House urges the Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association, in partnership with the Club de Madrid, through its wide network of young decision makers, to 1. Develop and implement policies that promote meaningful youth participation in governance and decision-making processes. 2. to strengthen civic education programs targeting youth to enhance their understanding of democratic rights and responsibilities. 3. To establish a framework for mentorship and capacity building programs to prepare young leaders for public service and political engagement. 4. To promote youth-friendly electoral reforms that facilitate increased youth representation in political parties and elected positions. 5. To support initiatives that address socioeconomic challenges affecting youth participation in democracy, including access to economic opportunities and funding for youth-led organizations. Honorable Speaker, I urge this House to support this motion in the spirit of strengthening democracy and ensuring that the youth of Kenya have a meaningful role in shaping the nation's future. Thank you.
Order out of order, honorable members, all of you. I wish to invite Honorable Senkun from Mongolia to second the motion. The floor is yours. Honorable Senkun is a member of parliament in the Mongolia parliament, representing young people.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor for me to stand before you here. I'm from Mongolia, and I'm the member of parliament. So this is the second motion that I'm about to present. I rise to move the following motion.
Honorable Senkun, you are out of order. Honorable Champagne, table the motion. You need to tell us whether you second or not. Are you seconding the motion?
I'm seconding the motion.
One of the members, we have two motions before in the order paper. So we have to dispense with the first motion before we go to the
Hello everybody, and my name is Jocelyn Mayorga. I'm considered from Kira City, and I'm seconding the motion.
Order. Sorry for the mix-up. We have two motions in the order paper. The first motion has been led by Honorable Sham. It is being seconded by Honorable Senkun. Then the second motion, I will invite the proposer and the second. So, she's seconding the motion by, okay, then the clerk give me the round.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, I fully support this motion with complete conviction. I firmly believe that the actively participation of young people in political process is essential for strengthening our democratic institutions and ensuring a more equitable and sustainable future. Investing in youth is very in the future of our society, ensuring that every voice is heard and that truly inclusive governance is fostered. I second this motion, wholeheartedly confidently that together we will build a more resilient and representative democracy. Thank you.
Honorable members, thank you so much, Honorable Member. The first motion having been read, proposed and seconded, I wish to give the floor to members of parliament here to to debate the motion. I will allow interventions, maximum 2 minutes per intervention. So the floor is yours, so who will go first? I recognize Honorable Donya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Donya, MP from Kisii County. In fact, if we as young people move with these ideas, the agendas, we will be on the right track. If we move away from the dirty politics, because if you look around the country, people are not even talking about AI, people are not the effects of AI, people are not, they're not talking about corruption, which is a big elephant in our countries. People are talking about politics, yet we have our democratic right of voting. We young people, we do elections. After 2 weeks, we want magic. We start saying, you must go, you must go. Why were we voting in the first case? When you go to the ballot, vote, you must go. Because that is the time you have room. We should not wait, because you know my character can't be hidden. It's like a pregnancy, which will eventually show up. We know. So if we cannot raise our voices, I know my voice is, if we cannot raise our voices, young people, because our voices matter. They do. The democracy that we want is, we want to see our leaders working. We discuss on the issues which affect our people. In fact, there's an old woman, when I was coming from Kisii, she just came and said, Madam Donya, let me tell you one thing. If you ask me today about food, about good roads, even about this fertilizer, I will choose health, because we are burying so many of our mothers. And unfortunately, or fortunately, what she was telling me, I thought of, yeah, we need medication, because if we all of us die, who will eat the food that we have planted? If we all of us die, who will be going to universities to cope up with the new models and everything about education? So I looked at that woman and said, my God, if I get time before the floor of the house, I'll just twist and say that point before the floor of the house. The things that affect us, we really must raise our voices, even if it means shouting, even if it means even, I didn't want to say walking naked, but we really must show the government that the young people's voices do what? Matter. Thank you very much. I've utilized my 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Donya. Yes, Honorable Member, at the middle. The floor is yours. Please pass the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance. I have gone through the motion and realized that most of the things that have been said have been talked about severally, but the implementation framework is where we have not seen that happening. So, as the youth of this country, enough of the talking. We should push the government to implement some of these policies. As per now, the Minister for Youth Affairs, who is supposed to implement the youth agenda, is an old man, is a retired governor. I don't know how that minister will be aware of the youth agenda. Again, politicians have devised a way of using youth as a tool for politics. When youth start complaining, they start recording videos, looking young, dancing, and thinking that those are the tactics that will convince youth to support them. As we speak in this country, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, that department, has a budget, but the budget is for administration only. It's not the budget that is aimed to empower these youth. And most of the time, we use the word empowerment in a wrong way. Like we use the word mentorship when the youth are elected or they want to raise an issue. The old guards tell them that you have the energy, you are agile, you have the creativity, but you need mentorship. And that is where they start limiting us, because you will want to go to them for the experience they talk about, and at the end of the day, they will say that you need to be patient, you need to be loyal and patient, you need to observe these rules for you to rise. At the end of the day, you end up being old, waiting, being loyal, and you will never be empowered. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Any other intervention? Okay, so